You're listening to the Unborn MC Radio.
Well, basically, if you want to just introduce yourself to people viewing, how long have you been here, what's your name, what do you do, what's your position, that sort of thing.
My name is Papa Con, 1989. It was Convikt. I've been with the club 4 years. I think it was May. It was 4 years. And I am currently the chaplain.
When you say chaplain, what's that role actually entail?
Within the club, if members have issues, personal problems in real life, they can come to me. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically there as the support for the members and for the club, basically, and to give a fair decision. Yeah. And where did you discover the club?
I was playing one night, and I ran into an ex-member. His name was Gaddis, and I messaged him. We played for a minute. I asked him some information about the club, and he never got back to me. So I ended up searching it, and I messaged Lee, Mr. Lightning, and got a prospect invite, and yeah.
And you obviously rose up through the ranks of the hierarchy within Blaine County then from that, or?
Yep. I believe I was secretary or treasurer first, and then I got bumped up. I became vice president over there for a while.
So,
and then
you're next in charge, as they say.
Yep.
So obviously the club has had a bit of a history. You know, we've been going for quite a while, and we've been, as they say, full wheels are rolling all the time. Where would you see the club's history, or the club's future, apologies, actually going?
Like, where do I think it's headed?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're doing something right. We've been here for going on 6 years.
And I suppose my last one will.
You know, just the in-game stuff. We do events, and you know, we've even done like in-game parties and stuff when somebody come from PlayStation 3. You know, I'm down to keep doing that, make videos, and just I'm happy with where we're headed. You know, eventually GTA 6 if it ever comes out. You know, but
yeah, no, I agree with you completely. From my point of view, I'm like, yeah, I can see where the club's going. I like the continual event. I like to continue growing of members and people's interests. Always looking, like I've often had people genuinely interested, like they hit us up on Instagram, go, are you still taking on prospects, are you still recruiting, and so on. And I really enjoy that aspect. Like, still, as the game's 5-6 years old nearly actually at this age, people are still have that thirst and want to join and still feel part of a community, and that to me is brilliant. And obviously it stands to say something if we're still here now and people still have their interest to join now. So for me, that's what it is for me personally. But yeah,
like I go through the YouTube regularly, and I'm always seeing people comment, "Are you recruiting?"
Yeah.
I think it's because like our structure, you know, like we play as real life bikers, and we have a story and a history, and we follow our rules. You know,
well, we have to
break
follow them
rules
very closely, though, don't we?
Yeah.
There's no beating around the bush with that. So yeah, obviously. Next question I have is a bit of one I threw in the list, and I wasn't sure how you'd answer, but I threw it in just to see how you go with it. I said, have you ever thought about leaving the club?
True answer, yeah. There was an issue a long time ago where I didn't see a future within the club, but I decided to stick it out, and the problem got resolved, and I'm glad I stayed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there has to be obviously ups and downs within the club. You can't just be up, always up. No, that's a fair answer. I mean, at least you're honest about that one.
It was an issue that I saw the club was gonna end, you know, and I was just looking at options of where to go from there, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. If you had to say, what would be the biggest obstacle you faced within the club?
There was a issue a while back. A member shot and killed another member, and we had to handle that. And it was a hard day, a hard week actually. We had to vote on his patch and whether we mayhem, and I couldn't bring myself to vote the mayhem on the situation.
Was this as you were chaplain, or when was this?
No, this was a while ago. This was back when I was Blaine County.
All right. So you're vice president, or?
No, at that time I had stepped down from vice president, and I had to go in activity for a while, and then right when I came back, shortly after I came back, there was this issue.
Obviously, you can't give out names and so on of who did what, but would you be able to give any information about it, or you don't feel comfortable about giving that information on how it happened, or?
No, I mean that's what happened. It was there was an argument. Some shit happened, and
shit talking basically.
People got heated, and it was just it turned into this. It seemed like a pissing contest.
Yeah.
And it just set it off, and like I said, we had to do the vote, and we looked at the situation and handed out proper punishment on top of that, instead of doing removing them from the club.
Basically assessed it as you seen it, because that's all you could really do. Yeah. Alright, so if you could change one thing about the club, what would it be?
I don't really.
You know what they say, nothing's perfect, so.
Right. I really don't have any complaints. I'm pretty happy with it.
Is it? You just haven't given any thought to it, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can't picture anything that needs changed.
Yeah, well, maybe, obviously we're always updating our rules, but yeah. The activity that
goes
could be
up and down, but
yeah.
I mean it's been a thing over the 4 years that I've been here. We fill lobbies one day, and then the following week it's 4 or 5 guys on.
Well, that's actually how we used to recruit, though, wasn't it? Like, you go through the lobbies and you'd hit people up and that sort of way. Yeah, I mean, I remember you were saying that to me not so long ago. That's how you did it.
Yeah, message everybody, or get 8 or 9 guys on and ride up to people and see if they'd be interested.
Sure, that was your best secretary skills coming out. You'd be riding up to people. I think that still works the best, actually.
My favorite thing is the people that are inactive. Take 10 people and circle around them, so when they come back to their controller, there's 10 bikers.
Yeah. What would be the biggest regret you have within the club's experience?
For me, I don't know. I
went
as
the club's experience, I mean, is your experience within the club. Sorry, I phrased that wrong.
Like, my activity had to drop, for personal reasons, and I was really disappointed about that. When I was over at Blaine County, I handed in my vice president patch and had to go in activity, and that was bad. Like, people see this, it's just a game, but I mean, you've been here for almost as long as I have.
Yeah. I think there's about
we talked
3 months behind you, 4 months. Yeah, not too far, anyways.
Something like that. You talk to these guys every day on messages. We're all friends on Facebook. I mean, you and I have video chatted plenty of times. Yeah. And then when I have to cut out the game aspect of it, it's hard. I don't get to see
it is really a part of life. Like, and people sometimes don't get it. Like, it's just a video game. It's not, though. It is a part of life. You come home, you play with these people, you have this way, and you do what you do, and that is an almost a separate element, and that's your entertainment. That's what you do. That's what you dude, to almost have a downcome.
Like, I've known you for 4 years, you know, like, and I mean, for I don't know, probably 2 of those years, it was every day we were talking.
Definitely,
you know?
yeah.
So.
Obviously, like, I know recently my activity hasn't been the strongest either with work and so on. I know yours was with the internet for a while, and people come with their ups and downs as life hands it out. But definitely, you definitely build friendships and bonds with people over the years, and yeah, Jesus.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like when I come back from being inactive, it's like I didn't miss a day. You know, like everybody's right there, and it's the same thing it was when I, you know, left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing with that was when I became president, I wanted to please everybody.
Yeah.
So like, you know, and I looking at it now, I see, you know, like you can't please people. Can't please everybody.
You can please the majority though.
Yeah. So like with that, when one member would come to me with something, I would, you know, try to fix that situation to benefit.
And it counteract
them.
probably with someone else, would it?
Yeah. So like, yeah, it was kind of like a chain effect.
Yeah.
And so then I would try to fix that one, and all the guys give me shit about it, you know, like pulling on Convikt's heartstrings, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one thing I wish I'd have been a little bit more hard when I was president.
Obviously, like with anything, it's hard to lead that. So you're obviously trying to keep everybody happy, and that'll be the ideal world. But yeah, it's harder said than done, isn't it? Like it's not that easy.
Definitely.
So if you had to tell, sorry, go ahead.
Like I've told Lee this, or Mr. Lightning this plenty of times. You know, it's good to be the king until there's king shit that needs done.
That's true.
Know?
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Like it's a great honor to have that president patch, but it comes with a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? Like, obviously, there's a lot of respect for both presidents, and obviously, if we were to ever open third, whatever number of presidents we have, there's always going to be respect there, and whenever they lead, and you always have to respect their decisions going forward, and it is.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
you had to tell one thing to a new member or prospect or hang around, what would you advise them or tell them?
I'll give you a little spiel that I normally do. From prospect to president, it's all about respect.
That's what we were just talking about, yeah.
If you're wearing our prospect rocker, you have earned respect from us, but you have to earn your full respect to get your full patch. The club means everything. If your best friend in game goes against the club, you can't hesitate to put a bullet in their head. You know,
club first.
Yeah, you know, it's the patch means something. You know, like I've worked for this patch in a video game. You know, I put in work. I put in hours to be able to wear this, and days to wear this, and never lie. If you do something wrong and you get caught, you know, come clean about it, because it's going to be a lot worse. We do our investigations, and we always find out everything.
That is very true. Don't lie about things, because it will just come back to bite you. Obviously, you're down the middle. You're a chaplain. You see the side of everyone and everything. Has there ever been the toughest call, or what has been the toughest call you've ever had to make?
As chaplain?
Yeah.
I really haven't had a lot of issues with this. I have the guys come to me, you know, with personal problems. But I mean, I feel like we can all. Everything can be talked out, you know. I've like, let's say, whether it's depression or stress with work, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I've been in a lot of the situations that people come to me at, and it's relatable.
Yeah, well,
I mean, so
that's once it's relatable. I mean, you are a very open person, obviously, and very easy to come across and talk to, and that's obviously what you're in the role that you are in, which helps obviously people and be more relatable, I guess,
right.
as they would say. Yeah.
Well, that's like going back to the heartstrings, you know. I'm a passionate guy, you know.
Yeah. Is there any plans in the pipework at the moment that you would give any heads up to, or can't say anything at the moment? As regards,
what do you mean?
As regards the future of the Unborn, where it's going, what it's going to do, or
I'm not sure if it's been announced or not. Like we're a lot of us are planning a trip in real life next year. We all want to get together. We're going to rent a cabin with the members and their old ladies. So that's cool with the club. It'll be our first meetup. A couple of us have met people in person before, but this is going to be like the first time where a lot of us can get together and have a good time. That, and then this, I'm excited about this. What you're doing here, the podcast interviews kind of thing.
It's the first of many.
Yeah, but there's always stuff in the works. I know you've brought up like competitions and stuff like that. I think.
Well, actually, on that note, I might as well announce it since we're here. Basically, the competitions. Our first one is that we're going to have 4 locations hidden around a map, and so we're going to run the competition on the idea of the more you get, the more you'll receive. So we're going to show the 4 hidden locations. If you get all 4, you'll get a PSN card. If you get all 3, you'll get a new bike. If you get 2, you'll get 10,000 in-game cash. If you get just 1 out of the 4, you'll get nothing. And if you get none out of nothing, you get nothing.
Right.
And that's going to launch, I think, next week, possibly, or the week after.
Awesome.
And that will be that. Yeah, so any final thoughts?
No, that like with that, you gotta, like you mentioned, the game's so old, you gotta change things up and make the members want to be play as well as
you have to create a thirst factor. You can't be like, here's the game, go play. You have to always think of something.
Like for me, like the club kind of sparks that, like by itself, right? So the game started to fade away, and then I found the club, and it re-sparked GTA for me. It created a whole, another world essentially. And then the years have passed, it goes down. So you do this, the podcast, the challenges, we do videos. I've heard in the chats and stuff there's plan to announce something. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool.
Nice. We look forward to that, definitely. I have to ask one thing before you go. What would be your favorite route to ride?
Oh, the down 68 into the city, take the highway and get off right near the strip club.
It's always a good way to end things.
Old school ride. We did that every day.
Oh, do you remember that? Yeah, they were good times. Yeah, so until next time, I hope you enjoyed our podcast. Peace out.